beading lesson is all about making beaded accessories for your wedding. So these are ways you can add maximum sparkle to your special day. Of course, you could use these for any kind of special occasion. So take a look at these bobby pins. This is a very simple way to create an easy hair accessory using different sparkly beads. So a combination of crystals and crystal pearls there. Then I've also made a coiled bracelet, and that one is using memory wire. This is a very simple stringing project, and you can see it slides easily. You don't need a clasp. Now, I also made a pair of really simple earrings. This is a drop earring that you can create using kind of a nesting technique, and I'll show you how to get started with that. So let's start with the bobby pins. You could use these for any special occasion, of course, anytime you want to add a little bit of sparkle to your hair. So you'll start out with a piece of 26 gauge wire. This is very easy to bend, and you can start with your fingers. So just wrap it around one end of the bobby pin. And of course, when you're wire wrapping, you always want to move the wire as the least amount as possible. So I'm starting with the tail here and wrapping it around to make sure that it's secure on the top portion of the pin. And since this base is the part that's going to go through your hair, you want to decorate the top bumpy part of the pin. So now I'll just start adding my beads. And what you do is just make a simple wrap around the top of the bobby pin. This is a 4mm pearl that I'm starting with, and then I'll just place it against the top of the pin, bring the wire through the middle here, and then pull it tight. And then you can wrap it one time around to anchor it into place, and pull it tight each time. Okay, so then you'll just continue wrapping your beads across the top surface of your pin. And this is a bicone shape. You know, mixing up different shapes gives it some nice texture. And when you're using those crystals, of course, you're going to get a lot of sparkle too. So I like the idea of mixing the pearls and the crystals together, especially for a wedding. And you can just keep layering your beads onto the pin. Now you can also just embellish one portion of the pin. If you're going to stick this into, say, an updo or a bun or something, you might just have the end portion of your pin sticking out. When you're ready to anchor this down, all you do is wrap the wire around the top of the pin like this, coiling it tightly, and then when you finish it, you can sort of scoot all of your beads together. Use your cutter. Always remember to turn the flush cutter against the part that's getting left behind, and then trim this flush against your pin. Then you can come back with your chain nose pliers and just carefully press those ends in so that you don't have anything that's going to get caught in your hair. So you've got little embellishment for your hair. All right, now for the earrings, you're also going to start out with a long piece of wire. And you're going to place this through the top of a teardrop shaped bead. String this all the way onto the center. Now, briolets can be difficult to wrap. This is a simple technique for wrapping any type of teardrop shaped bead. You cross the ends like this in an X, then take your round nose pliers and make a loop here at the top. Now you're going to capture that extra wire inside this loop here and hold the loop and the wire together, and then just wrap this around the top. Now you could do this very neatly. I kind of like the bird's nest look because it gives you a little bit more movement, a little more texture. Kind of goes with the funky texture on our bobby pins too. So you're going to coil this one around. Then you're going to wrap the other piece all the way down and around over the top. So this is making it nice and secure. It's also adding a little bit more decorative wire wrapping to the top. So you want to make sure that you get back up to the base of your loop and wrap that around tight. Now you're going to use your flush cutter. I'm just going to turn to the back here, trim these close, and then use your chain nose pliers to press that in. So you have a really delicate looking earring. Now, you know, my trick for making matching earrings is always make 3, because that way the 2 that look the most similar are your pair. Now for a memory wire bracelet, there's 2 tricks you need to know for memory wire. One is to cut it, decide on your number of loops of the coil, and you always use a memory wire shear. That's the kind with the rounded part at the front. And then to roll your loop, make a loop against the natural curve of the wire using round nose or bail making pliers. And then you just string your beads as you would normally would.